Can our world be perfect? I suppose each of us has thought about this at least once. Everyone has a special vision of the ideal world. We asked people to find out what an ideal world is for them.
Коли ми кажемо про ідеальний світ, перше, що приходить в голову, це ідеальне суспільство. Щоб створити ідеальне суспільство, нам необхідно використовувати можливість спілкування один з одним. Не лише з собою, але комунікація з собою також важлива. Але необхідно ділитися своїми думками з іншими, щоб прагнути розвитку місця, де ти живеш, країни, школи, університету, де ти навчаєшся. Будь-де ти знаходишся, це важливо показувати іншим і собі, що ти можеш рухатися вперед і створювати щось краще.
Світ без війни, мирне життя, де немає місця сльозам та стражданням. Ідеальний світ – це місце, де люди ставляться з добром один до одного, де немає дискримінації, расизму, де люди рівні між собою, рівні в правах та свободах.
Світ, де немає місця насиллю, ненависті, несправедливості, злочинам та дискримінації. Люди більш людяніші, добрі, поважають та цінують природу та нашу планету, а також є більш екологічно свідомими.
We conducted a survey among students aged 17 to 21. It turned out that 60% of the respondents believe that the ideal world is a world without war. The next 30% said that the main thing is understanding, self-realization, respect, live communication and humanity. And the last 10% think that the ideal world directly depends on ecology.
What is the ideal world? Is this a world where only goodness exists? Is this a world with absolutely no wars, no violence, no discrimination, where all people are kind and polite? No, this is not reality. It's more like a dream, isn't it? To achieve the ideal, you need to look at the world with a more realistic point of view. It's impossible to change everything. It's impossible to make everything perfect.
If our world were perfect, people would be respectful, polite, and tolerant as much as possible. The famine would be dealt forever. The discrimination would be minimized. Equal opportunities and rights would be provided. The ecological consciousness and awareness would be spread all over the world. The violence would be strictly punished and prohibited everywhere. International law would be respected and followed. Diplomacy would be the main way of dealing with the conflicts.
Can we call our world ideal now? Obviously, we can't. Now we have a lot of problems such as famine, ecological problems, wars, crimes. Not every country can state that they have the rule of law and democracy. Not every conflict is solved by diplomacy.
Our world does some steps to deal with these problems and to improve our lives. The United Nations is founded to make our world safer and better. Geneva Conventions, World Food Programme, UN Environment Programme, International Atomic Energy Agency are trying to deal with existing problems to prevent new ones. The Geneva Conventions are 4 treaties and 3 additional protocols that establish international legal standards for humanitarian treatment in war. The WFP is the world's largest humanitarian organization, saving lives in emergencies and using food assistance to build a pathway for peace, stability and prosperity for people recovering from conflicts, disasters, and the impact of climate change. The UNEP's mission is to provide leadership and encourage partnership in caring for the environment by inspiring, informing, and enabling nations and peoples to improve their quality of life without compromising that of future generations. The IAEA is the world's center for cooperation in the nuclear field and seeks to promote the safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technologies. As we see, they sometimes are not as effective as we'd like. We need new actions, new decisions to make our world better, but there is a hope they'd find them.
What each of us can do now to reach this goal. However, we don't need to wait for international organizations to make our world better. Every change starts from our mind and decision to change ourselves. First of all, every person can become more respectful, tolerant and polite, and follow the laws and norms of behavior. If we were like that, there would be more kindness in our world. We can also be more ecological conscious, not to waste electricity or water without necessity, to sort our garbage, to pick eco-friendly products, to spread ecological awareness. It would make our world at least a bit better. Responsible voting and high moral principles of politicians and corporations would provide such changes we couldn't even imagine. Our perfect world is in our hands, and we can build it together.
As we see, building a perfect world is our responsibility. We can't change the world without changing ourselves. Everyone can take a step to improve our life. We have to do it not only for ourselves, but also for future generations. So let's make the ideal world together.